Characters are arguably the most important thing in any show. My name is Berthroad, and in today's video we're going to be looking at the anime and ranking them in terms of how good their characters are. With that being said, let's get straight into it. Alright, so the tiers here are pretty simple. We have perfect. These are shows that have near perfect characters in them, because obviously there's a lot of characters in every show. None of them are going to be perfect, but it's the closest, right? Then we have good. They have good characters, but it's not close to being the best. We have mid. They are just mid, right? They're okay. There's some good, some bad. And yeah, bad, most of them are bad. Maybe there's some decent characters. In garbage, there's just not a single good character in the show, right? So with that being said, we're going to start off with Attack on Titan. Now, Attack on Titan, I feel like there are a lot of good characters, but are all of the characters perfect? Definitely not. I feel like this one's pretty easy. I think most people will agree the Attack on Titan characters are good, but not all of them are amazing, right? There's a lot of characters people don't like. There's a lot of characters that aren't really that important, but are kind of made to be important, if that makes sense. For example, like Annie. Obviously, Annie is important, but she is kind of lame, right? So I think good is a fair spot for Attack on Titan. Next, we have Baki. Now, Baki, to me, there's some very likable characters in there, and then there's a lot of very unlikable characters in there. Or, again, it's similar to like Attack on Titan. There's characters like Annie who are important to the story, but are just boring. So I think for Baki, I think it's mid, honestly. It definitely gets carried by Baki, Yujiro, and I can't remember the one, but like all the people that were in the prison as well. The prisoners were really cool, but some of the other characters are just pretty lame. So I think mid is a fair spot for Baki. Next, we have Beyblade. I think, honestly, Beyblade has a lot of good characters in it as well. There are some characters that are not really the best, but I can't remember any bad characters in Beyblade. There's got to be at least a couple, because it is, like, such a goofy show. There's got to be some characters that aren't great, but even, like, looking at the main picture there, Madoka was cool, Jingo was cool. Honestly, I wasn't a big fan of Kenta, but he's not a bad character. I think this is another one that goes in good. I would still have Attack on Titan ahead of it, though, because Attack on Titan characters are a little more in-depth in terms of character writing and things like that. Next, we have Bleach. I think Bleach, oh, this is hard, because Bleach has a lot of amazing characters, but they also have a lot of trash characters. For example, Uryu, garbage, Renji, garbage, and I don't even hate Renji. It's just, on paper, he really is a bad character. He has almost little to no character development, and he gets no stronger as the show progresses. It's like, I don't understand why even make Renji. Renji is just there to get beat. It is so annoying. But obviously Ichigo is a fantastic main character. Also Otohime is terrible as well. Rukia is decent, Chad is decent, Rangiku and Toshiro are just pointless. They are there for no reason. A lot of the captains are really cool. A lot of the Espada are really lame. So Bleach suffers from having some incredibly good characters and having some incredibly shit characters. So this is hard, honestly, because it is honestly 50-50. I think I'm going to have to put it mid, because some of the characters are absolutely fantastic. No, it's got to go good then. It can't go mid. I'll put it above Beyblade, but it has a lot of bad characters, let's be honest. It has a lot of good characters, but it does have a lot of bad characters as well. There's no way it can go into perfect, but if it didn't have the bad characters, their good characters are some of the best ever. It's just the bad are way too bad. Next, we have Bungo Stray Dogs. Bungo's characters, for the most part, are all solid. Like, they're all good. There's like 2 to 3 characters in Bungo that are like top tier characters that are like absolutely amazing, some of the best characters you'll see in any anime, and the rest of them are just solid. I think it's just going to go into good, because there's not a bad character in Bungo that I can think of, except for Q. Fuck Q. But other than Q, they're actually all pretty solid. So yeah, I think honestly putting Bungo in good ahead of everything else as well is especially fair. A lot of the characters are really amazing. Next, we have Chainsaw Man. I think Chainsaw Man, it's so hard, because Chainsaw Man so far in the anime, there's not much character development from many of the characters. Like, for example, Denji's kind of been the same guy. He's gone through a lot of shit, but he's still pretty much the same guy. Power is just okay. Like, I think Denji's cool. I think Aki's cool. A lot of the characters are good. I think there's only one bad character in Chainsaw Man, so maybe I should say that before all the Chainsaw Man fans get mad. I think Himeno is the only bad character in Chainsaw Man. I actually like everybody else other than her, and Beam and Rize are by far the 2 best characters in the anime so far. I think they're going to make it into good. I'll put them ahead of Beyblade, but we just need to see more. I mean, not enough has happened yet, honestly. Now we move on to Code Geass. I'm not going to lie. People are going to get mad at this too, because I know people love Code Geass. I know people love the characters. The villains in Code Geass are kind of shit. The only one that's decent is Rolo, and Rolo's only a villain for like 5 episodes, if that. Like, all the other main villains are just not really great, I'm not going to lie. Like, the main cast, perfect. There's nothing, I would change nothing but the main cast. If you had this as a main cast for your anime, it would be perfect. But a lot of the villains are pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna put it in good behind Bungo, because Bungo doesn't have any bad characters other than Q. Code Geass has a few, but its main cast is perfect. Next, we have Cowboy Bebop. There's not a single bad character in Cowboy Bebop. It does not exist. Gonna have to go into perfect. There's not a single bad character. Now, it does get the benefit because it is a shorter show, so it doesn't have to have that many characters in it. So the shorter shows have a little bit of an advantage here, but a lot of the characters in Cowboy Bebop are fantastic. Next, we have Dragon Ball Z. Now, Dragon Ball has some of the coolest characters in all of anime and some of the lamest characters in all of anime. I'm not gonna lie, I'm just gonna give it to you straight up. They're gonna go into mid. I'm gonna put them ahead of Baki because you got people like Vegeta who are great, Goku who's decent. Honestly, Yamcha in the original Dragon Ball was great. Tien in the original Dragon Ball is great. But the problem with a lot of characters in Dragon Ball is they are good in moments. Most of them are shit after that. Tien don't do shit after the original Dragon Ball, and all he does is train every day, and then Krillin gets the title for strongest human in the world. Bullshit, he ain't the strongest. Tien is, I don't know. They treat so many of the characters wrong in Dragon Ball, that's why it's mid, but obviously the ones that get the spotlight are fantastic, like Frieza, Goku, Vegeta, except Gohan. Gohan's a terrible character, one of the worst written characters ever, but besides Gohan, like Broly's great too, even Beerus is great, Bulma's great, Piccolo is great, right, but a lot of the characters that are supposed to be important to the story get left behind and are treated like shit. So yeah, that's why I'm going to have to go mid, because a lot of great characters get forgot about in Dragon Ball. Next, we have Death Note. I'm not going to lie, bro. Other than L, Light, and Ryuk, the rest of the characters are not great. Like, but those 3 are so good that I want to put it good. But there's a lot more important characters in Death Note, and those are the only 3 good ones. I think I have to go mid. I'm going to put it under Dragon Ball 2. Like, yes, Light, L, and Ryuk are fantastic, bro, but the rest of the characters are terrible. Like, I can't stand anyone else in the show other than those 3, so I'm going to have to go mid. I can't put it anywhere else. I'm sorry. Next, we have Death Parade. Death Parade has a lot of decent characters, but Decim and Chiyuki are fantastic, but I'm going to be honest, that's really it. It's going to go at the bottom of mid. Really only 2 good characters. It's a shorter show. The old guy is just terrible. I don't fuck with the old guy at all. Some of the other arbiters I'm not a fan of, and the random people they get in aren't really the best, so I'm going to have to go mid because Decim and Chiyuki are really the only 2 good characters. Next, we have Demon Slayer. I'm not gonna lie, it is bad. This one is so easy. To me, there are only 2 good characters in Demon Slayer, and that's Tengen and Zenitsu. I think everybody else in the show is just not good whatsoever. But, yeah, I mean, there's some characters that are decent, like Inosuke. I don't have a problem with him, but, like, a lot of the villains suck. I hated Akaza until the movie. The movie actually made me like him a little bit, so now I think he's an okay character. But, like, Muzan is terrible. All the other villains are trash. All the other, what are they called? All the other characters just pretty much suck. I'm not gonna lie. The Hashira are trash. It's just, a lot of them suck other than really Zenitsu, Inosuke, and Tengen. Next up, we have Cyberpunk Edge Runners. I'm not gonna lie, this is another one that's not really that great. I think this one gets overrated as well in terms of its characters, because I know people love David. David's a great character. Main is a great character. I even like Lucy. But the rest of the characters are pretty bad. I don't really know anybody that really likes Kiwi, and I know a lot of people love Rebecca. I don't know how. I honestly think your hard drive needs to be checked if you like Rebecca. She does fucking nothing in the story. Nothing. She is just a little girl that tries to jerk off the guy in the bar or whatever. Like, it's just weird if you think Rebecca's a good character. She does nothing in the whole show. I just find it strange, honestly. All the other characters are not really great. The main villain kind of sucks. Adam Smasher, there's literally no character to him. A lot of the characters suck other than Main, Lucy, and David, which that's only 3 characters, so that's why it's going to land it in mid. Next up, we have Fairy Tail. I'm not going to lie, Fairy Tail's characters are absolutely fantastic. The problem with Fairy Tail is the story just sucks, right? So I can't blame the show or the characters on that. So for Fairy Tail, I think it's going to go into good. The characters are actually really solid. I put it behind Code Geass because there are some bad characters, I'm not going to lie, but a lot of the main cast are very good. Like, Natsu's a good character, Gray is great, Lucy's great, Urza is one of the best female characters ever, Jalal is the best character in Fairy Tail and a fantastic character in general. A lot of the characters in Fairy Tail are good. There are some bad, though, so that's why it's going to land itself in good. Next up, we have Golden Kamuy. Now, the problem with Golden Kamuy is a lot of the characters are not, I don't want to say not memorable, but they're hard to remember, if that makes sense. Like, I can't remember any of their names, but, like, the bald guy is pretty funny, Psyche is funny, Asirpa is cool, but I don't really care for any of the villains and stuff. I think overall, it's mid. I'd probably put it just behind Dragon Ball because the main cast is very good, and, yeah, a lot of the characters are just decent. They're not really that bad, so I would have to go mid for Golden Kamuy. I think some of them are solid, but most of them are just not great. Next, we have Gurren Lagann. Now, Gurren Lagann, I think a lot of the characters are great. I don't think they're perfect, though. I think, really, the main cast is fantastic, and everybody else is decent. So I'm going to put it just behind Code Geass. I think it's just a little bit worse than Code Geass in terms of characters, but Gurren Lagann has some amazing characters as well. Next up, we have Hunter x Hunter. This is another one that's going to go into perfect. I don't think quite as good as Cowboy Bebop, but there's not a single bad character in Hunter x Hunter. You literally cannot find it. Hunter x Hunter has some of the greatest characters in all of anime, right? Like, they are fantastic. There is not a single issue with any character in Hunter x Hunter. They are all great. This one's pretty simple. Next up, we have JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. This is going to be a similar thing. I'm going to put it in perfect as well. Very few bad characters in JoJo's. I think really the only one that comes to mind is, like, Invisible Baby. And I think the only bad characters really come from Part 4, I'll be honest. That's the only part that really has any characters that are just like, why? So, yeah, actually, I think I'm going to move it down. I'm convincing myself because there are bad characters in JoJo's, but for the most part, I don't know then. Can it go perfect? No, it's going to have to go top of good. The more I think about it, the more I realize there are bad characters in JoJo's. Just there are so many good ones, it's hard to remember the bad ones, but there are some bad characters in Part 3 and Part 4 and Part 1. And that's really it. Most of the other parts are pretty solid. But next, we have Jujutsu Kaisen. Honestly, people are going to get mad because the show, it's always so extreme to the opinions. I could say anything about JJK and people aren't going to be, anyway, that's besides the point. I think it's going to go into perfect. I don't think there's a bad character in JJK. I really can't think of one. Now, I think if you're going to argue one, maybe Yuta, but at the end of the day, I don't think Yuta is a terrible character. I think maybe mid at worst. I think the show has perfect characters, honestly. I think maybe that's why JJK is so watchable for so many people, because it's so easy to like the characters. But next up, we'll move on to One Piece. One Piece has a lot of great characters in it, but it has a lot of bad characters in it. It struggles from just having too many, right? I think I'm going to put it at the top of mid because it does have a lot of great characters, but it has so many bad ones as well. So many that people forget just because the show is too long, right? Which makes sense, but yeah, there's just too much bad. There's a lot of good, but there's too much bad. It's going to have to go into mid. Next up, we have One Punch Man. Honestly, I think the One Punch Man characters are pretty good. There's not that many bad ones, but there's none that are super in-depth. I'd probably put it just behind Bleach. It has good characters, right, but it's just nothing special, really. Next up, we have Rave Master. Now, honestly, the characters in Rave Master are not bad. The show is terrible, but the character's not bad. I'm still going to put it in bad just because really just the two main characters are good. Everybody else is kind of shit, but really not that bad of a show. I meant bad of characters. The show is really bad. Next, we have Solo Leveling. I mean, this is garbage. You could argue there's not a single good character in Solo Leveling. I like Sung Jin-woo. The aura is enough to keep me entertained, I will be honest. But if you're trying to argue that there's any more than that in Sung Jin-woo's character, you're wrong. At least in the anime. I don't know about what's going to happen next. Or if you're trying to argue there are more characters that are important to the story or that have impact or that are well written, you are also wrong. There's not a single other important character in the anime in Solo Leveling. It is Sung Jin-woo or bust. Nobody else is important at all in the show so far. I know Cheyenne is going to be important apparently later on, but Cheyenne is just not important. Nobody in the show is important other than Sung Jin-woo, and he is just not well written. All he is aura. That is literally it. And I'm sorry, but Aura just doesn't make you a great character, so solo leveling is just going to have to go garbage. Alright, next up here we have Vinland Saga. I think Thorfinn is a great character, but I'm going to be honest, I don't like any other character in Vinland Saga. I'm going to put it in bad, and I know there's going to be people that skip to the end and are going to be like, well, why'd you put Vinland Saga in bad? I only like Thorfinn. I know people like Askeladd. I don't care for Askeladd. I don't like Canute. I don't like Thorkel. I don't like anybody. I mean, his dad's not bad, but his dad's in like one episode, right? So, or at least alive in one episode. So, for me, Vinland Saga, a lot of the characters just suck. I don't really care for Viking stuff, which is the reason I don't really like a lot of them. And yeah, I like Thorfinn. That's about it. So it's going to go into bad. Really only has one good character, in my opinion. Next, we have Devil May Cry. I'm going to put it in mid. It's similar to Death Parade. It's so short right now, and there's really only 2 good characters. But there's not that many characters in Devil May Cry yet, so I can't really be too upset at it. So, yeah, but Lady and Dante are pretty cool. Well, Lady's hasn't really been that impactful yet. Really, Dante and the White Rabbit are really cool. Lady is okay. And she'll obviously have the chance to grow and stuff like that. We haven't really seen Virgil yet. So, yeah, it's just going to be mid for now. We just haven't seen enough yet. Next, we have D. Gray Man. Alright, let me just walk through my thought process here. Alan Walker, cool. Lena Lee, cool. Everybody else in that whole division, lame. Most of the villains, lame. Tiki Mick, cool. Everybody else, lame. There's a lot of bad characters, but there are like 3 good ones. I think I'm going to put it in bad. I'm going to put it at the top of bad. I think a lot of the characters honestly suck, but not a lot of them, but some of them, the few that are good are very good. I will be honest. I do like those few, but the rest of them just are not great. I'm going to be honest with you. Next, we have GTO. Honestly, a show that shocked me with how good the characters were, because I thought it was just going to be Onizuka, but a lot of the students are good characters. A lot of the other teachers are good characters. Just a lot of people in the show are actually really solid characters. I'd put it ahead of One Punch Man. They have good characters, but is there any character with a ton of development and a ton of writing in them? Other than Onizuka, not really, but they are all good characters, right? So I'm going to put it in good. Next, we have Tsukamichi. I like the main guy, and I like the Dragon Girl, but everybody else in the show is pretty mid. They're not necessarily bad, but it is genuine. I'm going to put it at the bottom of mid. They are genuinely mid. It's not like it's... yeah, they're just mid other than Tomoe, which is the Dragon Girl, and the main guy, he's okay, right? Everybody else is just so it's going to have to go to mid, but nobody's really that bad either. I don't know. I don't really like the spider chick, I'll be honest with you. Next up, we have Elusive Samurai. I'm going to have to go garbage. This is the reason I think Elusive Samurai is trash for the most part. Actually, there's a lot of reasons I think the Elusive Samurai is trash. I've spoke about it before. But the Elusive Samurai, to me, well, I'm going to make a video on exactly why I hate everything about it. But the characters were a massive part as to why I hate the show, because the show's based off a true story. None of these characters are realistic at all. It makes no fucking sense. The only character that is likable is the villain, because he wants to kill them. Because the main character, not only is his voice acting shit, which I guess has nothing to do with it, so fucking unrealistic. And I get it. People are like, oh, it's a show. It's not supposed to be realistic. It's fucking based off a true story. It's supposed to be, and that's not even it's not even realistic in its own universe. Like, he's just a fucking prince that practices archery, and he's stronger than entire armies of men? How does that make sense? It makes no sense. It's stupid. It's so dumb. And then you have this 7-year-old who is the greatest spy in the world, who loves to get drunk and piss on people. Horrible character. Who the fuck likes that? And then you have the greatest swordsman, or sorry, blacksmith in the world, or this guy that knows like every fighting style, and he's like 11 years old. Bull fucking shit. No, he doesn't. Like, it's bullshit. And then the only adult that goes with them is off his fucking rocker the whole time. It's like, I envision the future where you bring me fish. It's fucking stupid. These characters are dog shit. It's genuinely terrible. And what's funny is, I just listed all those bad characters. The fucking 11-year-old that knows every fighting style, swords, and all this bullshit is somehow the best character. He makes no fucking sense whatsoever, and he is somehow the best character in the show. The show is dog shit. It is garbage, and the characters are a big blame to it. Also, the main villain, I said he's the best because he wants to wipe him out. He makes no fucking sense either. He has some fucking bullshit power to just wipe people out somehow. I don't get it. It makes the characters are fucking terrible. God, this show sucks. Anyway, I'm gonna move on before I get even more mad than I already am talking about that dog shit show. Let's move on to Kill la Kill. Let's be honest. It's pretty mid. Some of the characters are good. I'll put it just ahead of Tsukamichi. Some of the characters are good, but none of them are fantastic by any means. And there's not really any that are like really bad, but most of them are just mid. Next, we have Mashle. I'm not gonna lie, Mashle, the only really bad character is Lance, and people like Lance just because his character design is good. Lance likes his little sister. Now, I know it's a like parody anime, so it's like it's just making fun of a bunch of shit, so I get it. It's not like Lance is supposed to be taken seriously anyway. But yeah, not a fan of Lance. A lot of the other characters are really good, though. I would put it, honestly, I'd put it ahead of Attack on Titan. I know people are going to think that's crazy, but it's really not. Mashle has some fantastic characters, and almost all of them are good. The only one that you could really argue is bad, in my opinion, is Lance. Every other character is definitely a good character. Next up, we have Pokemon. I mean, Pokemon, it's the same thing as One Piece. There are a lot of good characters in it. There are a lot of bad characters in it. It's going to be 50-50. No, I'm not going to have it as high as One Piece. I just put it next to it right now because One Piece, the character development of the good characters is way better. Pokemon doesn't really have any. I'll be honest. I'm going to put it probably just above Devil May Cry because it has some good characters, but it has a lot of bad characters. It's honestly pretty mid when it comes to the characters. Next, we have Windbreaker. I want to put it garbage, but the main character is really good. That's it. All these side characters are so lame, so cringe, so boring, and I don't even think the show's bad. You're going to think I'm hating on it. I like Windbreaker, but that's only because the main character carries so fucking hard. You make anybody else the main character in the show, and it is dog shit. The show would be awful. The main character is the only, in my opinion, likable character in the show. All the other characters suck. But with that being said, it still is somehow a good show. So honestly, that's why I applaud this show, because it only has one good character and it is actually somehow still a decent show. So yeah, it's just going to have to go bad. Sakura is really the only good character. Everybody else is really terrible if you ask me. So yeah, and it's my list. So I guess you are asking me. Moving on, we have Ippo. Not a bad character, honestly. I'm going to put it above JJK. I don't think it goes above Hunter x Hunter. Because there's some characters you could argue aren't the best, but I don't think there's a bad character in Ippo, though. Like, I don't think there's a character you could look at in Ippo and be like, yeah, that guy's not good, or yeah, that guy's bad. Like, I don't think so. I think all the characters in Ippo are very solid. So I think Perfect is pretty fair for Ippo. It's got a lot of fantastic characters. Next, we move on to Ghost in the Shell. It's hard for a movie. I almost don't want to rank it. Mainly because, obviously, if it's a movie, it's just going to be about the main. I'm just going to put it in good because Motoko is obviously really the only important character in the movie. Well, there's other important characters, but it's the most important and by far the most explored character in the movie. So I think I'm just going to put it in good. But where does her value alone stand above everybody else? I just don't think it can. I'm just going to put it at the bottom of good. And yeah, because it's hard to rank a movie just about like one character compared to these shows that have multiple characters. It's just way too difficult. Next, you have the God of High School. Oh, this is so hard not to rate the manhwa version. The anime version, though, the characters are solid. They're not nearly as developed as... I'm just going to put it above Ghost in the Shell. It's not nearly as developed as what they would be in the manhwa, right? But it is still very good. They have very good character development. Not development. Character... Yeah, I'm just going to stop talking. Next, we have Psyche K. If you've seen my channel before, you know I'm not a fan of Psyche K. I think some of the characters are decent, but for the most part, I would say they're bad. I'm going to put it behind Vinland Saga. I think most of the characters just aren't great. Some of them are decent. I'm just not a big fan of the show, I'll be honest. I didn't really find it that funny, but, you know, it is what it is. Personal preference, right? Next, we have Rurouni Kenshin. I think this is another one that is mid, because other than Kenshin and... I'll put it above Baki. Other than Kenshin and Sagara and Shisuyo, I feel like most of the characters are just mid. They're not bad. I don't think there's a bad character in Rurouni Kenshin, but not a lot of them are great. For the most part, like I said, the only really two good characters are Kenshin and Sagura. Everybody else is just not really that great, so I feel like mid's a fair spot. Next, we have Skate the Infinity. It's going to have to go into bad as well. The only good character in the entire show is Reki Cayenne, and yeah, everybody else in the show is dog shit. I'm not going to lie. There's not a single other likable character in the show. Pretty simple on that. I feel like I don't need to elaborate anymore. Doraemon, I'm going to be honest, bro. I feel like I hate on this show too much. Like, I grew up watching it, but it's got to go garbage. Like, there's just no character in Doraemon that I'm like, wow, that's a good character. None. Like, yeah, it's memorable. I remember watching it, and yes, I remember the cat. Do I like the cat? No. Do I like any of the other characters? No. It was just like a show to watch. Like, I don't know. I guess I'm a hater on it, but yeah, I'm going garbage, bro. Next we have Boruto. Honestly, the characters in Boruto, a lot of them are bad. Let's be honest. A lot of them are bad. Especially because until Twin Blue Vortex, a lot of these characters are just shit. The guy that wrote the original Boruto, just not nearly as good. I'm just trying to think if there's a good character. I might have to go garbage. I'll go top of garbage because there might be some okay characters, but there's no great character in the Boruto anime. There's just not. Next, we have Yu Yu Hakusho. Oh, this one's hard because they do have one bad character, which in my opinion is Kuwabara's sister, but I don't think she's a bad character because of like how she's written and things like that. Her voice actor is just dog shit, so I'm not gonna hold it back because of that. I think Yu Yu Hakusho is going to be perfect. Not as good as Hunter x Hunter though, but it's gonna be up there. Not a bad character in Yu Yu Hakusho, I'm gonna be honest. They're all great. Sword Art Online is next. Sword Art, really the only good character in my opinion is Kirito. Asuna is okay. I'm gonna have to put it bad. Next we have Blue Exorcist. I've always felt strongly about this if you watched any of my videos. There's only two good characters. It's Shura and Rin. That's literally it. It's gonna have to go into bad. I'll put it above Vinland Saga. It just has two good characters. That is it. Nothing else. My Hero Academia. I'm putting it at the top of good. I want to put it perfect, but Deku and Mineta hold it back. Now, I know people are, everybody always wants to talk about how Deku's a good character. I disagree. I think Deku is good when he is fighting. Again, this is something I preach all the time. Maybe I need to start talking about other shit. But Deku is really cool when fighting. When he's not fighting, he is arguably the worst character in the show. Like, he is insufferable when they are not in a fight. And I mean a real fight. Even the training, he's insufferable. Mineta's just insufferable all the time. Other than those two, though, not a bad character in the show. Can't think of a bad character in the show. So, unfortunately, now, if it was just Mineta, I'd put it in perfect because a lot of the characters in My Hero are so well written. But Deku and Mineta just hold it back, and Deku being the main character, to me, is just, it's got to hold it back. It can't be perfect if your main character is not perfect. Next, we have Assassination Classroom. I mean, this one's pretty easy. It's going to go into garbage. The only decent character really is Karma, because Koro is the same character the whole time, and yeah, Koro's okay, I guess. I guess maybe I should put it into bad. Yeah, I'll put it into bad, I guess. But it's just Karma and Koro. Every other character in the show is just mid or bad. Like, there's no other good character, so yeah, that one's pretty easy. Full Metal Alchemist. I'm just going to put it good. To me, I think the characters in Full Metal get overrated whenever I talk about it. Now, I don't think I've talked about it on here, but my opinion on some of the characters, like, I think a lot of the homunculi are kind of lame. For example, like, Gluttony or whatever. Like, Gluttony's a bad character, and whenever I say that, people are like, oh, well, the point of him is to just want to eat stuff. Like, how are you going to call that bad? I don't give a fuck if it's the point. It doesn't make it good. That's what I don't understand the argument for. Like, Gluttony's whole character is just being a fat ass. That's literally it. And then people will sit there and tell me, oh, that's the point of his character. Thanks, Professor Dipshit. I didn't fucking know that. Like, I obviously know the point of his character is just be a fat ass. That's not a good character. Like, I don't care what people say. They're going to be like, oh, well, that's the point of the seven deadly sins. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't give a fuck. Greed is not just greedy. Greed had character development. Wrath had some character to him. Some of them have character to them. Gluttony doesn't. He is just a fat ass. Like, that's what I don't understand. And people are like, well, that's the point of the character. It's a bad fucking character. Like, I don't understand why people defend it. It's not good. Like, no, I think Fullmetal, fantastic show. And all the other characters are great. But some of the homunculi are just trash because they're all what they say. Like, Sloth is just garbage. He's a garbage character. All he does is fucking dig. That's his whole purpose the whole time. Gluttony is just a fucking fat ass. That's all he is. And then I could repeat it for the 10th time, but it just pisses me off if people defend it. It's like, that's not a good character. It's just not. Like, I'm just being honest, bro. But anyway, that's going to land Fullmetal in the top of good. Next up, we have Mob Psycho. Oh, does Mob have any bad characters? Honestly, no. Mob is great. I put it above Ippo. Above Yu, but not ahead of Hunter x Hunter. So many great characters. No really bad characters, but there's really only 2 characters that are in that transcended level, like really above all, and that's obviously Mob and Reagan. But a lot of the other characters are very... Well, actually, Dimple pretty good, too. I'm not going to lie. I'll be fucking with Dimple. Anyway. Yeah, honestly, just perfect. So many great characters in Mob. Yeah. Next, we have Black Clover. Character-wise in Black Clover, what holds it back is definitely the elves. All the main cast, all the good guys are great characters. A lot of the other wizard... what are they called? They're not called guilds, are they? What are they called? I forget what they're called. The Magic Knight Association? I don't remember what they're called. Anyway, all the other groups of the wizards are good. It's like, this is my 3rd favorite show, and I'm forgetting what the fuck the shit's called. Anyway, they're good. It's just a lot of the villains are kind of mid. So for me, I'm going to put it... It's got better character. I'll probably put it just above Mashal, because a lot of the villains just aren't really great, but all of the main characters and all the good guys are really good. Now, a lot of the newer villains that are about to come in are great, but a lot of the elves are kind of lame, so I'm going to put it in good. Next, we have Naruto. I think this is perfect. To me, I just don't think you can find a bad character in Naruto. I just don't think it exists. I don't think there is a single bad character in Naruto. Other than Kaguya, I will say I do think Kaguya is bad, but I think the amount of great characters there are outweigh it. Like I said with the My Hero one, if there was just one bad character, it would have been perfect as well. I just don't think there are any bad characters in Naruto other than Kaguya. Now, when I first watched it, I wouldn't agreed with you. You know, a lot of people didn't like Sakura. I didn't like Sakura. There are other characters people didn't like. After rewatching, Sakura's not a bad character. Sai's not a bad character. Yamato's not a bad character. I think it was just... when you watch it for the first time, it's like you expect them to... When you go into it knowing that not everybody is going to do something, they're not that bad of characters. Now, I get the complaints for Sakura, like she's a part of the main cast. Maybe she should do more. But the complaints against Sai and Yamato aren't really fair, in my opinion. They're not there to do anything. Sakura is, and she doesn't do much, so I could get if you want to argue that. But to me, Kaguya is really the only bad character in Naruto. And there's so many characters that are like just... God-level characters. Like, it's just got to be perfect. Next, we have Fire Force. Honestly, I don't think Fire Force is a bad character either. People hate on Tamaki. I think the Tamaki hate is stupid. Yes, she has fan service. Her fan service, though, is important. Also, there are other shows with so much other fan service. Like, it's just stupid to say that, oh, well, Fire Force, the fan service ruins it. No, it doesn't. Like, y'all complain for no fucking reason. Like, Naruto has more fan service than Fire Force. Hell, even a show that's popular that I personally hate, Dandadan, way more fan service than Fire Force. Like, you can go through a lot of these and find a lot of Fire Force. JJK has male fan service, like not females doing it, but males. My Hero, a lot of fan service. JoJo's, a lot of fan service. Gurren Lagann, a lot of fan service. Fairy Tail, a ton of fan service. Black Clover, a ton of fan service. Like, there's so many. Bleach, a ton of fan service. One Punch, Chainsaw Man. Like, there are so many shows that have the same, if not more, fan service. To say Tamaki ruins Fire Force is just a brain-dead opinion, in my opinion. Because how does Tamaki ruin it when not only does she have less fan service than majority other shows that the same people call good, but her fan service actually fucking matters. The rest of these characters are just dressed like whores. Her fan service actually ties into the story. It is actually important to the story. A lot of these other fan service shows that have a bunch of fan service in them are literally just it being gooner shows. That's all it is. Like, the fan service in Chainsaw Man doesn't have shit to do with the fucking story. They just want to show off naked women and shit. Like, that's all it is, bro. Tamaki has a point to the story. I hate when people hate on her because she you know, even if you want to say she's not a great character, she's not a bad character, and the reason a lot of people hate Fire Force is because of her, and it makes no sense to me. Because her fan service makes sense, unlike 90% of other anime. It's fucking, I don't get it. But she's the only character people really don't like. There's no bad characters in Fire Force. It's a great show. Next we have To Be Hero X, another show with not a lot of bad characters. And a lot of the shows or a lot of characters are honestly great. I'm going to put it at the end though, because I just don't think there's enough to really put it any higher. But a lot of characters have received so much development already. It's great. But would like to see a little bit more. So I'm going to put it at the end of Perfect. I don't think it just has the development as all these other shows have. Next up, we have Samurai Champloo. Now, here's the thing about Samurai Champloo. There's really only 3 or 4 characters that are really fantastic. Now, the rest of the characters aren't bad, but that's really all we are getting here. I'm going to put it just under Code Geass. It's in a similar boat to Code Geass. The main cast is great, but the rest of the characters are either mid or just not as good, right? So I think it's just going to have to go good, just not as good. Next, we have Trigun. This is similar to Cowboy Bebop. I'm going to put it in Perfect. I don't think there's a bad character in Trigun. I love all the characters. Honestly, the worst character is probably Knives, and he's not even a bad character at all. So, yeah, I think Trigun's honestly perfect as well. It's similar to Cowboy Bebop. Next, we have Fate. Oh, man, Fate is tough because Fate fans get mad at me when I talk about the characters. But let me just be honest with you, bro. I've only seen Fate Zero, so I'm only ranking Fate Zero. Most of the characters in Fate Zero are not good. Kiritsugu's good. Kirei is good. Ryder is good. That might be it. Like, a lot of the characters just really aren't that great. Most of them are just like, it's almost like fan service. Like, Gilgamesh being there, like, Gilgamesh fucking sucks, right? Like, he's like, I'm the best. Loses every fucking fight. Doesn't even win the last. Like, Gilgamesh just sucks, bro. I'm sorry. He doesn't do shit. A lot of the characters in this, and then the whole first season's about the guy who just like wants to chop up children and kidnap Saber. Like, those guys are so fucking lame. Like, I don't understand. They are so lame. But Kirei is good. Ryder was really cool, but Kiritsugu was really great. I think I'm gonna have to put it mid because there are some good characters. I'll put it ahead of Pokemon, but a lot of the characters are really overrated and not really that good at all. Next up, we have Tokyo Revengers. I think Tokyo Revengers, I'm not gonna lie, I've only really seen season 1 of this. I think they're honestly just mid. I'm gonna put them at the bottom of mid. Some characters are good, like Mikey and Draken, but a lot of the other characters are just or I don't really care for them. Anyway, moving on. Next we have Dr. Stone. I'm not gonna lie, I'm putting Dr. Stone in garbage. I don't really think there was a likable character. I watched like 8 episodes into season 1, and I'm not gonna lie, I dropped it. Now I know people are gonna be like, oh, we haven't seen it all. I don't give a fuck, dude. To me, 4 episodes is enough to know enough about an anime if you like it or not. And the main cast of Dr. Stone just sucks. And I can tell all the characters are gonna suck if it continues the way it does in season 1, because half the episode is them progressing the story, and the other half of them is just yelling about stupid shit. And it's every single character. It's not just like one character. All of them do it. So if all the characters are gonna continue to do that, they're all going to be bad. They're all going to be bad characters, because fucking have another character other than everybody just screams and yells about random bullshit. It's what they all do. Every character in Dr. Stone does it, so I can't imagine it's going to end, so they're all going to be garbage. Next we have Pluto. I'm not going to lie, there's not a bad character in Pluto, but I'll put it above To Be Hero X. But for me with Pluto, it's just obviously really short. It's a very short show, and a lot of the characters are great. There's not a bad character. A lot of them are really good. None of them are like perfect, but a lot of them are great. So I think it's going to go in the perfect tier. Not a bad character in Pluto. Next, we have Erased. I'm going to put it behind Full Metal. The reason why is because I think you can argue there's no bad characters in Erased, but it's also hard to sit there and say anybody is really a super amazing character other than the main character. Like, all the other characters are decent, but nobody in the show, it's kind of similar to Sun Jin Woo or to Soul Leveling, except everything is just better. Like, the main character is, actually written incredibly well, and the rest of the characters sure aren't necessarily as important to the story, but they're all good. So I think I have to put it there. I don't think I can put it higher. Sure, there's no bad characters, but yeah, there's just not many that are on that level of the main character as well. Next up, we have Monster. I'm not gonna lie, bro. Other than Tenma and Johan and Dieter, I guess, and Johan's sister, I don't know. A lot of the characters, my problem with Monster is the pacing of Monster is just not good at all. Like, it's just probably like the slowest anime you'll ever watch. And I remember I said that in my last video, and I'm getting comments that's like, oh, you just don't understand it, you just don't get it. No, I do get it. That's the fucking problem with it. I get it. I don't need to see the same thing over and over and over again, and that's what you get in Monster. And a lot of the characters are just repeats of other characters. They're just like the same exact thing, just told a little bit differently. So character-wise, I'm still going to put it mid. I think the main cast of characters is really, really good, like some of the best ever. But all the other side characters are fucking terrible. They're just rewritten versions of the same characters from before over and over and over and over again. It's the same episodes being told over and over and over again. So it's got to go mid for me because it's 80 episodes almost. And for there to only be 4 good characters in 80 episodes is nuts. So yeah, I'm going to have to go mid. Anyway, next we have Slayers. I honestly think the characters in Slayers are pretty freaking good. I would just put them above One Punch, but honestly, they are pretty good. They're pretty funny. I love the guy who's basically just Leon, just a bunch of one-liners. The blonde-haired guy, I can't remember. Gory or Gowry? It's Gowry, that's what it is. Gowry's fucking one-liners are hilarious. Lena's actually a great character. A lot of the villains are good too. Honestly, pretty solid characters in Slayers. Pretty good. Next, we have Soul Eater. Soul Eater just quite simply does not have a bad character. If you were to argue one, I could maybe see Medusa or Ashura, but I don't think it's their fault. I just think it's the way they were taken out because it didn't go off the manga. Just the way the ending of Soul Eater, that pisses me off. Anyway, I'm going to put it behind Fire Force. I don't think they're quite as good as Fire Force in my opinion, but not a bad character in Soul Eater, so I think it's going to have to go into perfect. Next, we have Undead Unluck. This is the show I just started, so yeah, I can't really say too much, but so far it's good, so I'm just going to put it in good. Next, we have Shaman King. This is a show I tried to watch, and I dropped. It's not good. It's not good. I gave it the 4-episode thing. Honestly, it's going to go into bad. I'll put it above Skate, because the little shit, like the kid with the bowl cut, is funny as fuck. I love him. Everybody else is just terrible. Like, the girl, terrible. The main character, terrible. Like, and then the main villain guy, the Ren, whatever his name is, Tor Ren, that's what his name is, I think. He won't shut the fuck up. He's so fucking annoying. Anyway, that's besides the point. This is our list, so yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts. This video lasted a lot longer than I thought it would. If you enjoyed, leave a like, subscribe. I hope to see you guys Thursday. Peace.